Weekly feed. Kyle Meredith, Amelia, Nick from Sylvan Esso. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you.
Great to see you both. Great to meet you both for the first time. And it's so cool. You know, everybody's kind of getting the backstory of you guys. You come from Mountain Man. You come from Megafaun. Is this an accidental band? Is Sylvan Esso an accidental band? Would you look at it that way?
As much as any band is an accident, probably. I
Yeah.
think that, you know, we came together because, you know, worked on a remix for her, and then we liked how that went, so we kept working together. But I think that, just in general, I think collaboration with other people, and I'm sure this is across any medium, is hard to predict the success of.
Because you both have two bands that are growing in success. You know, that's what was happening, and suddenly it seems like Sylvan Esso has just eclipsed all of that.
Well,
At the time that we started Sylvan Esso, both bands were taking a big long nap.
Okay.
And they're still in nap zone.
yeah.
So, and like, this project became...
Yeah, so this becomes the focus then.
Yeah, this becomes the focus.
Yeah, it's
but,
not really
you know,
reevaluating your career then.
Not
So it doesn't become like reevaluating your career to go, okay, now that is definitely on hold over there and we are chasing
I think anytime you're a freelancer,
Yeah.
which all musicians are, and I'm
Right.
sure all
Yeah.
video people, it's just like you work in a system of priority. So I do all this different stuff. What do I drop everything else for? What's the second on that list?
Yeah, what feels the
And that's
best.
I think most musicians who do a lot of bands work like that. And this just quickly became the thing we were most excited about and the thing we both wanted to work on the most.
Yeah. I guess I don't remember if I heard it in one of your guys' interview or somebody else I was listening to recently that said, any moment you're not on stage, you're an unemployed musician. You're unemployed. If you're not on stage, you're unemployed. You guys just found a way to stay employed was what happened here, you know.
Also, I mean, I think, and this is not just Megafaun and Mountain Man, but I think we've both been in bands with people who, this is such a difficult lifestyle,
Yeah,
you know, and,
sure.
and I think it's so full of uncertainty and travel. I mean, if you have a family, this is a really difficult thing to do unless you're already successful. And so we previously worked with a lot of people who were less sure that this is what they wanted to do, commit themselves to. And when we met each other and started working, not only did we work artistically together really well, but we found we were kind of always the person
Sure.
in every band being like, come on guys, like let's go on tour, like let's do this.
But you're right, I never really thought about it like that, but it's the easiest thing to be a solo artist as long as you have the drive, because otherwise you're always
Exactly.
depending on someone else to have
Guaranteed.
just as much passion as you do.
Yeah, or just as much initiative
Yeah.
as well.
And if that doesn't
It's
happen,
a tough, you can find yourself in, I think that's the reason most bands get into fights, period. It's
Yeah.
just, and I would guess that goes across any creative field, like, but not fully being on the same page about what you want to do with this thing that may or may not
Right.
make any money ever.
Right.
You know, I think that's a big
oh, we
big
bleed for our arts.
question mark. Well,
Everybody
I don't know
does.
if we bleed, but you know, we
Yeah.
definitely like eat a lot of ramen
Definitely weep
noodles.
a little bit.
Sure, over in the corner.
Yeah, maybe
When no
down the
one's
corner,
looking.
like you just take a break outside.
Yeah.
Sit at a family reunion trying to explain what you're doing with your
Oh,
life.
God.
How's that go? How's that go?
Oh, no.
Dude, that's
When are you going to
know,
get a
actually,
real job? When does this all stop?
Yeah,
and you...
see, that's the thing. The best thing about being on TV is that,
Yeah.
like, once you're on TV, you can actually prove that
Oh,
you
sure.
have been working.
Yes.
Look, I'm on Letterman. You
Yeah,
can,
like,
yeah,
look,
we
right.
did the
like,
Tonight
you
Show.
can
You
see
know what the
it.
Tonight Show
Yeah,
is, yeah.
you've seen it. You
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we've been working towards.
Yeah, that's a nice
Isn't
moment.
real. But it happened.
Yeah.
You can point your aunts and uncles to it.
And then that's when they start telling everybody. It's like, oh yeah, yeah.
Well, because then they
He's my
get
nephew. Oh, they're great
the
musicians.
great
and everything.
equalizer.
Right.
Everyone
Yeah.
gets how
Right.
cool that is.
Yeah. I mean, all my aunts and uncles are usually telling everyone anyway, all the time, regardless of whether or not they want to hear it. But
Yeah. They're all going to start asking for employment. The
yeah,
more
but
successful
TV,
you
yeah,
get.
TV's real. Nick has this great idea for mom PR.
Yeah.
Mom PR.
I think there should be a press, a music press company that's just called Band Mom PR. It's exclusively staffed by mothers of musicians because they are the fieriest. Like when I hear my mom
Yes.
talk about the fact that we didn't get in the local weekly paper for some show we did, she's just like, you need to, wanted to call them myself.
Like no
and just-
publicist is going to fight that hard for
like,
you, right?
Like anyone putting a press piece together would be like frightened of, even if it's not their kid's
Yeah.
band.
Yeah,
Like
no,
they would,
the
if they
rage
banded
of
got
moms.
together.
Was it Almost Famous? You remember that, where she's on the phone with it? It's like,
yeah,
Mom
yeah.
kind of freaked me out.
Yeah, that's
you know,
But
exactly
what if
what
like
it
we
is.
all
Yeah.
took our moms and like got them together and just like gave them an office, I feel like
What's stopping us?
Yeah, unionized moms.
There's nothing stopping it. You dream big. You dream big and you go.
Here's the real problem with having that idea. Though, how are you going to take a couple points off the top from your mom? You know,
Yeah,
you can't. That idea will pay you.
I made you. All right, I made you.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
That's not going to work.
Yeah, you came out of me.
Yeah, they have the
You are
ultimate
not
trump
gonna
card.
take
This
a
would not
cut.
exist
Yeah.
without this.
Yeah.
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 We'll find a way. I think you got something. I do. I think you guys
I
got.
think
And if
even
this doesn't work out, if something happens,
We could start mom
could start
PR.
now you've got
PR,
Plan
yeah.
C. That's
Yeah.
what this is.
Yeah.
We know a lot of other bands' moms too who would get
Really
into it.
fierce.
Yeah.
My mother is incredibly fierce.
Who were Brad and Phil Megamon's mom, Winnie.
Winnie Cook.
Just the kindest. She'd take the opposite tack, like.
Oh, good cop, bad cop kind of
don't
thing.
you- I think it'd be better if you wrote about them, like that kind of thing.
That kind of thing. It's real.
I'm gonna get there.
Yeah.
See,
Anyway.
it takes some spitballing.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the album, some of the themes on it. With your lyrics, I find it interesting. Is it right to say that you like to play around with the idea of gender?
Yes. I like to talk about gender a lot.
Yeah, I see it on Twitter too. You know, the way you kind of talk about gender a lot on there. Dreamy Bruises, I guess, kind of plays with the idea of. It's like, where does that all come from? Why is that such an, a hot fire topic for you?
I think that, well, there are a lot of different ways. One is that I was, feminism interested in me very, very early. And I quickly realized at some point that I wanted to talk about both genders. Because since both men are held to very specific standards and women are held to both specific standards, granted, women are peed on a lot more than men are,
Yeah.
but I wanted to talk about both because gender stereotyping is a weighted wheel.
Right.
And if one gender stereotypes against the other, then the other just comes back and keeps on doing it. And that's how we deal with it. And I've got a lot of queer friends.
Yeah.
And that's like probably just the most interesting thing that I've.
Well, I think probably neither of us fully identify with like the gender roles, like
No,
the standard gender. I
exactly.
mean, that's just not. It's not something either of us are very.
I
interested in.
always find it trying to talk feminism as a guy. You know, it's almost like I want to come to this like, hey, no, cool, yeah, I'm on your side. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, it's easy to. I mean, you can either choose to identify as a feminist, which is hard because feminism has all of these interesting vines that have grown up
Yeah.
around it at the moment. But the real root of the thing is I am a human being,
Right.
and I want to be able to do and be treated exactly how others are treated, and I want to be able to feel empowered by everything that I do.
Yeah.
And I think too, as
Which is
as a
perfect.
man who's very much identifies as a feminist, I think to me, the main crux of the idea of feminism is equality, and not even just across genders, but across races and
Right.
sexualities and religions. So I just want everyone to be treated the same.
And this is so
And I
much
think
a
that's
great
how-
topic of discussion right
Yeah.
now. Like you use your lyrics to start a dialogue to a point.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of way I see it. You put it out there, the questions get asked, the fans listen to it, and hopefully you kind of start that little snowball.
Yeah, that's what music's
down.
about.
Yeah. That's a
think
great
so-
way to be a rock star right there. That is. I'm not going to say, you have this platform, you should do something with it. You should do whatever you want to do with your life. But to find those artists that do use that platform to say, push that out there a little
Well,
bit.
I think too, a big thing we talk about a lot is just that it's easy to become a very political artist and then have everything you put out there be very black and white.
Right.
And I think the thing we're really
Or just
into is the
generally
idea.
political in nature.
Yeah, and I think the thing we're into is just way more that life is full of much more gray area than those kinds of arguments tend to allow for. I think what I love about your lyrics is just that you talk about the complicatedness of being a human.
Yeah.
And that's
And when you talk about it in the way you said it, in a political way, it's almost like that's way better than maybe sometimes if an artist comes out and saying, I'm going to write a protest song, and that's what it's going to be. You guys find something very specific within a human life and say, that's what I can push up. That's what I can kind of open up. I mean, and even with sexuality, the most fun thing to me is you get right to the middle of Coffee, and you're doing Tommy James and the Shondell, of all songs, Hanky Panky. So you're inserting this bit of sexuality of people that, you know, into this song in such a fun way. You know, what a great way to do that. You know, and I don't know if that was planned or not, or if it was just that was rolling around in your head or not. But that's such a, I don't know, maybe even an accidental way to make a statement right there.
Oh no, yeah, I knew.
You knew what you were doing. You knew exactly what you were doing.
She always knows what she's doing.
Good on you.
Thank you.
You've been listening. I guess I read this. You've been listening to a lot of world music lately too. Is that right?
Not as much as I have been.
I started wondering as you go into a next record, as you guys start writing, if that was kind of like a breadcrumb of what we might be expecting down the road.
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah.
But there's also, yeah. Or I listened to one of my favorite records is the Pygmies of the Ituri Forest.
What is it again?
The Pygmies of the Ituri Forest.
What is this?
It was recorded by Charles M. Turnbull
Okay.
in 1972 to accompany his book, The People of the Forest.
Okay.
Is that a Smithsonian Folkways one?
It came out on. I don't think it's his Folkways. Oh no, maybe it is.
Yeah.
It is. But there are 3 different versions of it.
Yeah.
Because it got tied up. But
Yeah.
All those Folkways collections are insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you start. That's what we're getting. So does that start working its way like into what you're doing?
Oh yeah, it does. At the moment, in working, yeah, I haven't been going back to it, but that's a good idea.
Yeah.
To go. For the first record, I did a lot, or for this current record.
I want to see if you guys could score a video game. I know there's gamer fans here.
That would be
Like,
so
like,
fun.
are you starting to get the offers and everything just of stuff that's
We've
like
had
wild
a couple
side?
offers. Nothing's happened yet. We've had a couple offers to do that, but it's, I think that's such a big project that you gotta wait until you
really
find the
love
person that really gets you and you really get them.
Yeah, I think we need to really start hanging out with more programmers.
That's it.
In order
I'll
to,
tell you, not everybody can do it. I don't know if you heard the Paul McCartney thing. He did a song for a video game, and like you win the video game, and all the big graphics and everything, and you hear his song, and I don't mind saying it was a crappy song. And you have if there's any guy in all of rock and roll history who can just pull a melody out at a whim and write a great song, you think it's Paul McCartney. But when it came to scoring a video game, I don't think it worked out so well.
Did he score the whole video game, or was it just one
No, he was part of the
triumphant
scoring.
song?
He was part of the scoring. But then at the end, it was the song, like the big pop song and everything. And,
What was the game?
I can't think of it right. Destiny? Destiny.
Was it really? I've always wanted to play Destiny. I haven't
Yeah,
played
it's
that yet.
Destiny. Yeah. Well, if you do, and then you can beat it, and Macca's going to be. It's almost like he said, I have to write the big cheesy video game credit song in like the way like an NES,
he
like
had
when
something
you
sitting
won
around.
Zelda or something. It's got to be like that. So I'd be curious to see how you guys would score something like that.
I like what he's doing with Kanye and Rihanna now.
Yeah, that's a dope song.
Both of those are great. I thought.
Man's never been afraid to jump in with anybody.
No, it's true.
Yeah,
I'm way into it.
do it. I can't wait to hear what's next. Sylvan Esso, thank you guys
Thank
for
you.
having us.
by. So great to talk to you both.
Yeah.
Congratulations again. Hangout 2015, it's the weekly feed.